loves, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to it. Today's video I am doing my August TBR, so let's get into the video and see what I'm reading for this month. So as you can see, I look very different to my intro video. I had already recorded all of this August TBR, and you will see clips of me where I'm in my original outfit, but unfortunately a lot of book changes happened from when I filmed that video, because I filmed it quite early, and a lot of new books came in, so yeah, I thought it was easier just to redo some bits of the videos instead of like trying to put like editing me in or stuff like that. It was just going to make it 10 times harder for me. So if you're going to see that there's going to be me in this outfit and there's going to be me in the black and white t-shirt, but it is as what it is. It still hopefully should make sense for you. So before I do my actual Go Fish TBR game, I do have set books on my sort of, there's lots of tour books or books I want to read, book club books, stuff like that. So I would like to read Animal by Lisa Taddeo. I've got a ARC copy here. I really want to read this. This was actually one of the picks for my book club for August's reads, and I've just really want to read it, so I'd like to read it. Whether I get to it or not, I don't know, but this is like I'd like to read it outside of everything else that I need to read, so I'd like to read Animal. I also there's this like sort of, it's not a book club, but it's like a fantasy buddy read, and like every month there is like a book for that month, and I've been meaning to join in, but every time I've wanted to, I've either not got the book or I'm not in the mood for it. But August's book is A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab, and I've been really wanting to read this for so long, but I keep reading something else or just not going to it. I don't know why, but like everyone says it's a brilliant series. So August for the buddy read is this, so I can finally, hopefully, read this and decide whether I love it like everyone else. But that's for like this fantasy buddy read that I'm in on Bookstagram. I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. I'm not overly in a fantasy mood at the moment, but yeah, we'll see. But this isn't also, I'd like to read it, but it's not a set TBR sort of read. Then I'm going to quickly go to the library books I've got. So I've got Artemis by Andy Weir. I'd like to read this. This sounds really good. It doesn't sound overly sci-fi to me, so I'd like to try it out. What else? I've also got by him The Martian, and I have got put on hold his new book Hail Mary, but it's still not available to me yet. But I've got that as well as to possibly read. I've also got Frank Herbert's Dune. Will I read this? I have no idea, because it's a chunk of a book, but I did have a copy of this, and I think I've either given it away or I've still got it in all my charity bags, but it's pointless me trying to go through every single one to get it. But I'd like to try and read it because obviously the movie comes out and I'd like to compare. But at the end of the day, if I don't get to it, I'm not overly worried because I can always take it out again. But also I'm thinking, if I don't read a book, I don't care, I'll still watch the movie. But I'd like to try it just to see, you know, whether it's very similar to the movie or not. Then I've also got Girl A by Abigail Dean. I've got the large print version of this book, so it's like massive, but I'm not complaining because it's easier to read. This again was one of my book club picks for August, and I really wanted to read this. It didn't win, so I was like, well, to be honest, all the picks that I put I really wanted to read, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna read it. So I definitely want to get to this, and I think I will, because I think this is going to be a very quick, easy read. I know it's very hard hitting. I think it's a lot of abuse going on as well. But yeah, it seems to be quite a psychological thriller. I'm very excited to get to this. Also, Sorrowland, the Rivers Solomon, sorry. Again, this was a book club pick option for my book club, and it was very close between that 7 Days in June and Hostage. But yeah, I really would like to read this because it just sounds very, very weird and creepy and spooky, and it just sounds very, very good. And then I also got from the library when I went there to pick up my holds, The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I really want to read this, and yeah, I don't care. I am going to try and read this, and even if I don't finish it for this month, but I've like started it, hopefully I can just keep renewing it until I finished it. But like, this has been on my wish list. This has been an anticipated read. I saw it in my library and I was like, screw it. I'm not buying the book, it's here, I'll read it. If I love it so much, then I'll buy the book. But so yeah, I really want to read that. And then also another chunking book, Imaginary Friend by Chbosky, who is the author of From the Perks of a Wallflower, which I've never read, but considering what that book's about and to what this book's about, this is like a right change of pace. But this is very creepy and I'm very excited for it, but I'm also a little bit worried. But yeah, I really want to read this too. It's a chunky month, if I'm going to be honest, guys. It's a chunky month. So then I've got Queen of Shadows, which is book book 4 of Throne of Glass series. This is my mass along read along that I do with a couple of Bookstagrammer friends and some of my book club members. I won't go into it, but I know I'm loving this series. Like, every book I've read, it's been 5 stars. I love Sarah J Maas. I can't fault her writing, and I've been really enjoying this series. Like, I think I prefer this series to Akatar, which is shocking. So yeah, this is for Massalong. And then my book club pick is Hostage by Claire McIntosh. This is a recent new release. I actually wanted to be on tour for this, but I never got a spot for it. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to put it as a book club pick, and everyone jumped on this. It was between this and 7 Days in June. Literally, there was two points between them. So I sort of said to everyone, if you want to read 7 Days in June, we could do it as a buddy read. I've actually got 7 Days in June on hold at the library, but again, it's not available. So I don't know when it will be, whether it will be sometime this month or whether it will be next month, I don't know. But if it comes while it's August, then I'll be reading that too. But we're reading Hostage. I'm very excited for this because basically you follow flight attendant Mina, who is in the airplane doing her bits, but she gets she receives a anonymous note saying that she needs to make sure the plane never reaches its destination. They're demanding her cooperation and they know exactly how to get it. There's 20 hours to landing, anything can happen 20 hours. I kind of have a feeling that they're using her daughter or something as leverage because she's having problems at home with her daughter and all that. But this sounds brilliant. The reviews I've seen of this has been like 5 stars. Everyone's fully loving it. So yeah. Then another book club, so Sydney's Patreon book club. We are reading The Space Between Worlds by Mikhail Johnson. This is a sci-fi, but I'm reading a lot of sci-fi this month, but it's very interesting. It says, enter Kara. Of the 380 realities that have been unlocked, Kara is dead in all 8. So it's sort of about doppelgangers and things like that, but obviously it's in space. It sounds really good. It sounds like quite a thriller as well, and I think I'm going to really enjoy this in a bizarre way. So that is our book club pick for Sydney's Patreon book club. But we also do buddy reads, which is the book that's like very close to winning like book club parts. So it's always like the second runner up basically. And I'm very excited for this because I've been really wanting to read it. But it's chunky, it is massive, and I'm there thinking, am I even going to get to this? Like, I want to, but like, you've seen the books I've got to read, and I haven't done my TBR game yet. But for the buddy read is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. This is a dark academia thriller, I think. I think it is, but yeah, this is starting to do the rounds again all over Bookstagram and BookTube. I'm very excited. Like, I've been really, ever since I bought this, I've been really wanting to read it, a bit like Pride of the Orange Tree. Ever since I bought it, I really want to read it, but because they're both massive, I put them off. Like, this is less pages than Pride of the Orange Tree, but it's bigger. But yeah, we're reading this for a buddy read. I don't know whether I will get to it and finish it in that, but we'll try. We'll try. And then also I am being selected to do another read along with Tandem Collective, and that's The Heights by Louise Candlish. So I actually haven't read it, but I own one of her books, which is right here, Our House. I've not read it, I'm not gonna lie, I have not read it, but I'm excited to. So this is her new release. It's not actually out yet, so we're all reading it before it's even been published, things like that. I'm very excited. It starts on 5th of August, so Thursday, yeah. So I'm reading that. And then we're on 2 book tours. So while we're here, because these ones are on my Kindle, so I have participated, I've got it all here because I forget, I'm participating in a new book tour. They actually reached out to me and said, look, Zoe basically was like, look, I see you do book tours, I'm really interested in you joining my book tour, would you like to? You know, if not, don't worry. I'm happy at joining all different book tours, because all different book tours have out different books. Like, some focus just on Pride books, some focus just on like contemporary fiction. Like, a lot I'm in sort of is a mixed match of books. So I thought I'll happily join. I'll see what like tours that you've still got available. But she said, like, don't worry, if none of them take you fancying, like, she'll put me on the list and I'll just get the things. But the books that were still available, I actually really like the sound of, so I was like, oh, I have all of these. And the dates that I'm doing for this month, first up is The Mapmaker's Daughter. I can't remember what it's about. I think this is a fantasy, but I can't 100% remember. But I'm reading that and I'm very excited for it. Then we are also reading The Ice Maiden, which is a thriller. And then lastly, it's On the Seventh Day, which again, I cannot remember what it's about or what. I got a feeling. No, I can't even go to you to say. I feel like it's a romance, but I don't think it is. I think it is a thriller. I don't know, I can't remember. I like said yes to all of these ages ago and now I've forgotten. But the book tour for that is Zulu's Book Tours. And yeah, I really appreciate Zoe reaching out and wanting me to be on her tours. Like, big thank you. And I'm very excited to get to these books. And I've got a few other books in line for September and October, which sound amazing as well. So yeah, very excited for that. Now, that was one bit that I needed to edit in because I didn't know I was doing that until like later on. And this other book, which I'm going to share with you but I'm not reading anymore, was also the reason why I had to do a new video. So originally we were going to be reading Michelle for Pride Book Tours, but Sasha, who runs the tours, I think she started reading this and noticed a few problematic things. So she reached out to the publishers and the authors to just sort of get a background of saying, you know, can you tell me, like, you know, what is this year based in and all that. Long story cut short, basically it's, I think, in the 1870s or something like that. So it's not like, it's more olden times. And obviously back then, being transgender is a very big, you know, hoo-ha in the nicest possible way. And in here, it's not transgender. They mainly call them transvestites or transsexual. She also she didn't feel with her platform, her tours, being Pride and being for, you know, the LGBTQI community, she felt having this on tour was sort of a big, it would be problematic to all of the transgender people in the community, and she didn't want to offend anyone. So she asked us all, like, what did we think about that, like, will we be happy to read it and all that, but she decided to make the decision that actually no, she doesn't feel comfortable sharing it for the actual book tour. She wants it to be like a safe community for the LGBTQI community, and she doesn't want to cause a big fuss over it as well. Like, you know, we are all very supportive and we want to continue doing that, and we felt this book might cause issues. So we're not reading it anymore. I have obviously got the book. I think I will read it at some point. I won't read it now, but I think I will read it and like put a review up, but instead of like rating it, like raise awareness, like, you know, this is problematic, it's got this and that, so like, you know, people know. But I won't read it now because I don't need to, and also I don't fancy reading it because, if I'm going to be totally honest, knowing now when it is, and that, you know, it's a bit of a taboo. Back then I sort of feel like I'm going to get very angry over it, so I will read it at some point just to see what it's like. But yeah, it's not for tour anymore, and you know, I'm quite glad because it is problematic, and I don't want to sort of put it on my Bookstagram or my Booktube and sort of make it look like I'm supporting it, because I'm not. So yeah, wanted to get that out of the way just in case anyone had seen it and thought, oh, it sounds interesting. I just wanted to raise that awareness to you. But on to the actual books I'm reading. Lauren Groff's Matrix. This is for Pride Book Tours. This is a, I think by the sounds of it, oh my stickers, I think by the sounds of it, it's like sort of got a bit of Greek mythology, a bit of historical fiction, a bit of modern fiction. It's a bit of everything, but it's yeah, she the main character is a lesbian. I'm very excited to read this. I'm actually starting to read this today because I need to do my review on the weekend. But yeah, I'm very excited. I like the fact that it says this is perfect for the fans of Pat Barker's The Silent of the Girls and Madeline Miller's Circe, which I haven't read, but still, I'm very excited for this. So we've got that. Then we've also got Vowels of Gold and Laughter by Edith Palliki. This is a fantasy. I love the cover. It's like a historical sort of fantasy, but it's also to do with gods and immortals and curses. I think this is YA if I remember correctly. It just sounds like, even though it's quite a chunky book, this sounds like it's going to be a very easy and fun read, and I'm very excited to read it. Also, I am reading Stone the Dead Crow by Carrie McGillan. This is a thriller. I can't wait to read this because this sounds absolutely amazing. Also, I have got The Hen Party by Maria Franklin. I've read some of her books for tours. I can't remember for the life of me what book I've read, but yeah, I'm very excited about this. Basically, it's a hen party. It was first there were 10, then there were 9. So a lot of them all went there for resentments and secret agendas, but one of the agendas will be executed no matter what. It says 10 are about to become 9, but who will the one be? But yeah, this just sounds like a psychological thriller. I'm very excited for it. I also am on tour for Rock My Heart, which I've read, gave 5 stars, loved, and I'm sure there are others, but it's completely escaped my head and I can't remember, so I will edit any of the extra ones that is on my Kindle that I need to read. I can't remember if there is. I don't think there is, but yeah. So yeah, that's that. Now to go into the TBR game, which has already been pre-recorded and everything, so you're going to see different Amy again, and then I will then go through all the books that match the prompts. However, I will be doing that like this, so hopefully it makes sense to you still. I'm sorry, it's all a bit complicated and everything, but it was easier to do a new video because a lot of changes happened rather than editing everything and future aiming. It would just be confusing for me rather than you. But yeah, so let's get into my Go Fish TBR game and hope it isn't nasty like last month, because I've got a lot of books to read and I cannot have another extra 11. So please, TBR game gods, make it nice to me. Thank you. Right, I have these 2 prompts which were from last month's prompt picks, but these are the books that I definitely know I'm not going to get to. I'm not in the mood to read. So I'm going to put these back in my prompt pile. So I'm going to mix these all up now, she says. I have already mixed them earlier, but I'm just going to shuffle them up again and drop them all on the floor. Wow! We are doing really, really good. There we are, that's all I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to get them all spread out. So that went really well. The TBR gods really did have my back. I only had to do 7 rolls, which was 1 extra from my normal 6, and the prompts are actually pretty good. I've managed to fit some of my already set TBRs in it. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. It seems to me that I have quite a bit of a thriller month. Thriller and like sci-fi. So thriller is a favourite genre of mine. I read it like that. So as much as I've got a lot of books to read, I feel like I'm probably going to bash them out very easily, because thrillers I can read in 1 sitting. So yeah, very excited. So the first prompt that I got was gold, silver and bronze in the title. This is basically picking one of them that's in the title of a book. And for that, because it was the only one I had, is we're going to be doing Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I've only read 1 other of her books, which was the Last Graduate books. I absolutely loved that. So I like her YA fantasy writing. So I kind of feel I've got the touch of her writing now. So I think I'm going to love this. Obviously it's fantasy, and I'm not particularly in a fantasy mood at this particular moment. But I haven't read it for a month, bar Air of Fire. I haven't actually read, apart from that, actually I don't think I've read any of that fantasy. So because I've had a month off it, I think I'll probably be quite like, yay, back into it. But we're reading Spinning Silver for gold, silver and bronze in the title, because it's silver, it says silver. So that is the first prompt we are doing. Second prompt is a problem. So my second prompt was book matches what I'm wearing. However, when I originally did this, I was wearing a black and white top. So the book is black and white. I'm obviously not, well, my top is mainly black underneath with multicoloured flowers on. However, I'm still going by that because I did film that video and all of these prompts beforehand. Like I know what these prompts were because I already beforehand filmed it, but I had to change it all up. So I'm still going by what book I chose because technically my main colour is black and I've got a lot of white and a lot of red as well. So we're sticking to the same book. I chose A Familiar Sight by Anna Libuskas. This was my Prime Readers First choice. I love her. She's my favourite female thriller author. She does psychological thrillers amazing. Like, I never can work out who the killer is. When I think I do, it's never right. So I'm choosing that for book matches what I'm wearing because when I did pick this before, I was wearing that colour, but I am still wearing black, white and red with numerous other colours. So we're going with it, okay? But I'm really excited for this because basically this is about a teenage psychopath, a shocking crime, a psychologist who's getting to the truth. It sounds amazing and I love her writing. I love all her books that I've read and I'm very excited that this was one of my options for the Prime Readers First because hell yeah, I was going to pick this. So that's that. Then next is read a sci-fi, and for that I am going to do Space Between Worlds because this is my book club pick for Sydney's Patreons. It's also sci-fi and I can kill two birds with a stone. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this, which is shocking because you know me, I'm a little bit like sci-fi scares me. But I think this is going to be a very good one because it's like double gangers and thriller. There's like a heist and I'm like, yeah. No, it's not a heist. Is there a heist in this? No, there's not a heist in this. That's the wrong, I'm thinking of a wrong book there, guys. Ignore that part. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. Really, really excited. Then another prompt I got was read a book club pick, and obviously I was going to pick my book club pick, which is Claire Mackintosh Hostage. Very excited to read this, and again it's a thriller, so it's going to be easy for me. Then next is the LGBTQI+ prompt. Now originally I had in my previous video Michelle as the choice, but we're not because we're not reading that now. So for that I'm going to do the next Pride book that I have, which is The Matrix by Lauren Groff. This obviously has a sapphic relationship, so we're now choosing that instead of the original book. Then my next prompt is a book that could make me cry. Now I went through a whole Goodreads list of books that they say will make you cry. I owned a couple and I was like, I'm not in the mood for that. One of them I knew would possibly, would make me bawl my eyes out, which is, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's about a dog and it's about a dog dying, but he sort of comes back and sort of helps his family. And my dog passed away in October. It's coming up to her year anniversary this October. And it's still very raw for me, and I know this is going to make me sob, and I know I'm going to be in a bit of a state if I read that. So I was like, no, as much as I know that will make me cry, I can't. It's too close to home. So I've gone for a book that I'm not sure whether it could make me cry, but a lot of people say it is emotional. So I'm going with Crept When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But this is in verse, which I love, but a lot of people say it is quite emotional. It's about a father who dies, and I think it's to do about stepsisters sort of meeting and all of that. And yeah, I don't know whether it will actually make me cry, but a lot of people said it is emotional. It was on there to say it's tearjerker, so you never know, it could make me cry. Of all of the verse books I've read so far, I have bawled my eyes out in all of them, so you never know. But yeah, I made it a little bit easier on myself because I thought, well, it's emotional. People say it is a tearjerker. Whether it'll make me cry or not, I don't know. But yeah. Then lastly, it is recent release, and so I decided to do The Other Black Girl by, oh god, by Zakia Dahlia Harris. Sorry if I said that wrong. Again, this is an ARC. It came out in June, so it is a recent release, as you know, we're in August now, but I really wanted to read this. This was actually another book club pick for my book club. It didn't win, so I was like, I really want to read it anyway. This is a thriller, and I'm very excited about it because it has got a lot of black representation, and you know, I want to continue diversing my reads, including my book club and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. So that is all of the books. It's a lot to get through, but like I said, some are set TBRs, some are books that I just really would like to get to. If I don't get to, it doesn't matter. I also would like to say I'm not punishing myself for July because I didn't actually finish my July actual TBR game books, but I had a really bad mental health month, so I'm not going to punish myself. However, this month, if I don't read the books that are on my TBR game, not the rest, but the ones that I picked for my TBR game, if I don't read them all, then I will go back to punishments. Obviously, if I do read them all, then I get a not punishment, I get a nice one to use, a nice happy well done prompt sort of thing or whatever. But yeah, if you've read any of these books, let me know your thoughts. If you like think, oh, you're gonna love this book, or oh, I haven't heard about this, yeah, you know, do your thing. Thank you for watching this. Sorry it's a bit all over the place with different me's, but I had to change it all up again. But yeah, hopefully it all makes sense to you anyway. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye.